Hi, Dennis Becker again from ActionEnforcer.com. In this video I want to show you one more main concept about Action Enforcer. That's the concept of timers and timer groups. As I mentioned before, the main functionality of the software revolves around actions and timers. In other words, you decide what you want to do and you decide or estimate how long you'll work on each action. Each action that you're working on must have a timer associated with it before it goes into the timer grid. That's the 12 squares on this part of the screen over here. And as you can see, if you look at the top, we're showing timer group 1. Now, there's up to 50 different timer groups. And we'll see them in a little bit, but I just want to show you where they are. And also in the timer options section over here, there's the alarm sound that you want Action Enforcer to use. It's set by default at alarm number 1. Okay. Now a timer has 4 different states. Number 1, it doesn't exist yet, and that's the state when you haven't yet told Action Enforcer how long an action will take over in the action part of the screen. So we've got an action list here. This is a default one that comes with the software, and we haven't yet activated any of these actions. So let's say that we want to add a new action. Okay, let's say that today I want to spend, well, I don't know, let's say an hour, 60 minutes on email handling. So we type it into the action, add an action text box up here, and we either press enter or we click on the plus sign, and now Action Enforcer automatically puts it over here into the action grid for timer group 1, which is the one that's showing. Now at this point the timer has been activated. Okay, it's no longer in the doesn't exist state. Now it does exist, but it's just sitting there waiting for us to act on it. And as you can see, it's showing that 60 minutes is allocated. Alright, so it's been activated, but it isn't yet in use. The third state is in use. When you click on the start button, the timer will start clicking down, and now it's in use. Now supposedly we're working on email handling. Now we can pause the timer if we want to stop it, if we want to work on something else. Let's say that we also have want a standard timer, which I always set up and always do every day, which is to review goals and to-do list. Okay, I'm allowing myself 15 minutes to do that. Okay, so I started working on emails and said, wait a minute, I didn't review my goals yet. Or you might want to pause it because you get a phone call and you don't want the time that you're chatting on the phone to go against the task. Okay, so I paused it, and now I'm working on reviewing my goals for the day. So that's clicking down to 0. And the fourth state of a timer is that it's complete. The timer is either elapsed because the allocated time that you've given it has run down, or you've clicked on the complete button, and I'll show that in a minute. Now let's say that you have a timer that's counting down, and you've estimated in this case that it's going to take 15 minutes for the day, and it's getting close to 0, and you say, hey, this is important. I want to finish this, but I don't want to have it complete on me. So at any time you can change the time that you're allocating to this task. So I started out saying this is going to take me 15 minutes. If I decide that it's going to actually take me 30, just click on the timer here, and it's just added 15 more minutes to the estimated completion time. Or if I want to get it back to 15 minutes, there you go. I want to say, oh, I'm only going to take 5 minutes, click on the 5. Okay, now once this task is completed, again, there's 2 ways it can complete, either by running out of time and Action Enforcer saying, okay, that's all the time you get to work on this, or you completed it ahead of time. You estimated 15 minutes and it's only taking you less than that. Just click on the green arrow over here, complete this timer, and you get a nice big green check mark for your trouble. Okay, so that's the fourth timer state of the four, the completed state. Now, if you decide later on in the day that okay, you completed your reviewing of your goals, but you want to do some more, you can always reactivate or reset this timer by clicking on the little blue box here, and now it becomes an activated timer again, set back to 5 minutes again for you, or whatever time amount of time that you originally allocated. So simple as that. Now, when we talked about actions, we also talked about action list. An action is any specific task that you're going to be doing during a day or any potential day. An action list is a list of all the related actions that make up this custom list, either the default list or we showed that you can have up to 49 more custom lists. Okay, similarly, a timer group is a group of related timers. You can have up to 50 different timer groups. Each one can have up to 12 timers in it. The reason for 12 is there are only 12 squares in this grid, which is, again, the grid is the currently active timer group. So let's say, let's give some uses for that. Okay, let's say we want to set up a custom timer group. Timer group 2. If we click on that, you can see that now there's no active timers in here. And that's because we're no longer working on timer group 1, we're working on timer group 2. If we go back, okay, we haven't lost the actions that are in the timer group. They're still there, still waiting for us, still available. So one thing I use this for, and you can consider it, is I set up a special timer group for every day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because I work 5.5 days a week in the office. So I'll set up a timer group and I'll name it Monday, and I'll set up another timer group and edit the name Tuesday, and so on. Now, the reason I do this is because during certain days I do certain things. For example, on Tuesdays I always do all my business bill paying, so I allocate myself usually 30 minutes to pay bills. And I also allocate myself maybe 60 minutes for email handling. And I always allocate myself 15 minutes to review my goals and to-dos. And there's other things I do on Tuesdays. There's things I do on Fridays that I don't do other days of the week. On Mondays I spend more time on emails because I've got all the weekend work to catch up on, and so on. So let's say it's Monday. Okay, there's nothing here, of course. Maybe Monday I have 2 hours worth of email handling and 15 minutes review goals. Okay, so when I come in the morning every day, it's very easy. I don't have to type in these different actions. What day of the week is it? Okay, let's say today's Tuesday. I'll just click on Tuesday, and there I go. And I'm ready to start my day. I know I already have an hour and 45 minutes allocated for things to do. And then it's just a matter of, as I'm reviewing my goals and to-dos, figuring out how to allocate the rest of my day. Maybe I want to work on a sales letter. Maybe I want to contact some JV partners. Maybe I have things I need to do for my forum to back up the database or whatever it happens to be. So those are the kinds of things you can do with custom timer groups. Okay, and also, of course, there's tasks that I do every day of the week. So as you can see, every day of the week I do email handling. Every day of the week I I review my goals and to-dos. I don't always pay bills. I only do that one day a week. So you can probably think of other uses for custom timer groups. Like I said, there's 50 available for you to set up, each with up to 12 timers in them. Maybe when you submit articles, for example, you do them in batches. So you might have a timer for each different task, like submit articles to directory A would be one timer that you set up, and you say that's going to take 15 minutes if you've got like a batch of 10 articles or whatever. And then another timer would be set to rewrite the resource boxes for all the articles and the titles for all the articles, and another timer for submitting the articles to directory B, and so on. Now you could really do the same thing with the custom action list, of course, over here. But the advantage of doing it with timer groups is that the timer group has the timers already activated, where if you were doing it with a custom action list, you'd have to individually activate each of the timers from the inactive state. So it's just a slight advantage of using timer groups over the other. It's your preference. I've mentioned before, and this is just one more facet of it, Action Enforcer is very simple to use, but it's also very incredibly powerful if you take advantage of all that it offers. Hope this video will help you better organize your week and use Action Enforcer more efficiently. Thanks for listening.